In this village, a boy was born only once every 100 years. The place was isolated from the world, covered in snow and wind all year round. About 200 snow women lived there. Each of them was strong and sturdy, taking care of every kind of labor in the village. To prevent social classes based on beauty, they all wore veils that covered their faces. After a century had passed, the village finally welcomed twin boys. From birth, they had never seen their mother, because every snow woman who gave birth to a boy would die shortly after. Their father, driven mad, was locked away in a small hut. The twins were lovingly raised by the snow women, who helped them bathe, dress, and eat. They fulfilled almost every wish the boys had, with only one rule: they were never allowed to leave the village. One day, the twins found a backpack on the snowy mountain. Inside were human magazines, showing lives and things they had never seen before. After living in isolation for so long, they began to dream about the outside world. Years later, the older brother's body began to change. He was chosen to become the new village chief. From that moment, the inseparable twins were divided. The older brother worked as the chief during the day, and could only meet his younger brother at night. After becoming the chief, he finally learned the dark secret of the village, and understood why their father had gone insane. Deep inside the village, there was a sacred spirit stone of great power. As long as the stone existed, the village would remain buried in endless snow. Because there was only one man, all hunting and labor were done by women. The strongest among them had absolute authority and more time with the man. The chief endured the twisted emotions of the snow women every single day. Whenever he was on the verge of breaking down, it was his younger brother who pulled him back from the darkness. The younger one was pure and innocent. He didn't know what it meant to become the chief. He only knew that his brother worked very hard every day. The twins each had their own strengths. The older brother was always strong, while the younger was gentle and easily brought to tears. To the chief, his brother was his only light, his only salvation, so he swore with all his heart that he would protect him at any cost. In this world, there were 6 billion monsters, but only 6 humans remained alive. Humanity had gone extinct, because these monsters were far too gluttonous. Whoever caught a human could trade it for an entire city. The armored man standing before them was the guardian of the forest. His lifespan was 1,000 years, and he was already 999 years old. As the protector of the forest, he had never once questioned his purpose. He simply carried out his duty every day, faithfully guarding the land under his care. One day, during a routine patrol, he accidentally discovered a little human girl. When the girl saw him, she immediately called him Papa. At that moment, his heart gave a sudden thump. If he sold her to the monsters, he could become a billionaire overnight. But money meant nothing to him, so he quietly accepted the role of her father, and gave her a name, Somali. They could have lived happily ever after together. Under the protection of the forest, the girl was safe from monster hunters, and never went hungry. But when they met, the guardian had already passed 999 years. His body was breaking down, and the armor on his skin was shedding day by day. To make sure Somali could grow up safely, he decided to abandon the forest he had protected for nearly a millennium. Before his life ran out, he wanted to find her real family, and even if he could not, he would bring her to a place where humans might still exist. Along the way, the lively girl was full of curiosity. She often ran off to chase wild rabbits. The guardian, who had no emotions, could not understand why she always did such dangerous things. Eventually, they reached a bustling city. To keep her identity secret from the monsters, he made her a cloak that disguised her as a member of the Horn tribe. Everywhere they went, the girl saw new things she had never imagined before. She loved clinging to her old guardian, always staying close by his side. But the man had no heart. He could not feel emotions, and because of that, they could never truly be a normal father and daughter. When the girl saw other families smiling together, she felt a quiet sadness deep inside her heart. Did you know what kind of creature this was? It was used as bedding for children, yet they never felt suffocated. Every one of them looked exactly the same, and the only difference was the number printed on their chest. The man was assigned to record everything from a first-person perspective. The place was called the Underground Perfect Kingdom. Except for the queen and her husband, everyone else was an immature worker. With no distinction between male and female, they constantly expanded their territory, and hunted white mice as their main food source. Subject 213 was one of the pioneer explorers. He relied on the notes left behind by Subject 72 to complete his missions. But on the last page of those notes, there was a single message: a call to rebel against the queen. Anyone who dared to rebel, however, would be executed. One day, the queen herself appeared. She told 213 that his hard work in expanding the kingdom deserved recognition, so she came to deliver special nutrient pills. But right after she left, 213 generously gave the pills to a young boy. Suddenly, an alarm echoed through the tunnels. The soldier units rushed to defend the colony, but their way of fighting was horrifying. They blocked the tunnel entrances with their bodies, sacrificing themselves to feed the enemy. The boy was horrified. He asked why they didn't just overthrow the queen. Because he hadn't eaten the pill in time, 213 began to doubt the queen's rule as well. He finally understood what Subject 72 meant in the note, but the queen soon found out what they had done. Realizing 213 had uncovered her secret, she drew her sword without hesitation, intending to kill him on the spot. To her surprise, 213 struck first and defeated her. Yet no one expected that. The number on the queen's chest was actually 72. The truth was shocking. This entire society was based on the lifestyle of naked mole rats, a concept someone had recently designed for an experiment. The so-called nutrient pills were actually the queen's daily excrement, used to control the minds of her people. And the role of the queen wasn't easy either. During pregnancy, she had to stretch her own body, so she wouldn't get stuck while patrolling the tunnels. Incredibly, this bizarre biological design was actually approved by the client. The teacher wanted to test whether her students had supernatural powers, so she deliberately locked one boy inside a room and told him to complete a perfect test paper. Although the boy was unhappy, he decided to do it. He first dropped his pen on purpose, then he snapped his fingers. In an instant, the entire world froze in place. That was right, he had the power to stop time. At first, he planned to find the key and look for the answers, but as a teenager full of hormones, he suddenly had some improper thoughts about his teacher. In the end, reason won over desire. However, he soon realized the door was locked with a number code. He tried many combinations but failed. Eventually, he gave up and left the room. Then he snapped his fingers again, and time returned to normal. Before he could even say a word, the teacher announced that the exam was over. She had already noticed that his hands were covered with shiny powder. And in that room, only the keypad lock had that glitter. It was obvious what his power was. In this world, some people were born with supernatural abilities. For example, a purple-haired girl could predict what would happen 10 minutes later, whenever she fell asleep. One day, she ran through a crowded street, desperately warning a woman not to cross the road, but no one took her seriously. Moments later, the tragedy happened. Coincidentally, the teacher was on that same bus. She thought the accident was just bad luck, and didn't pay much attention to it. Later, during class, she noticed a student sleeping during the exam. She was about to scold him, but the boy calmly said he had already finished. When she looked at his paper, every answer was correct. Realizing something was unusual, the teacher decided to follow him after school, but she was no professional spy. The boy quickly sensed her presence. He snapped his fingers again, and vanished from sight. As the teacher searched around, the purple-haired girl suddenly appeared. She seemed to be looking for someone too. They went together to a nearby cafe, where the girl explained everything. She had foreseen that everyone around her would suddenly freeze, and only one person, a boy, could still move freely. To confirm her suspicion, the next day the teacher set up a trap. She used a keypad lock coated with glitter, and finally discovered the truth. Who would have thought that such a cute girl was actually a man pretending to be one? And the man's in-game lover turned out to be a 30-year-old woman in real life. The woman could no longer handle the pressure of her job, so she used all her savings to stay home. To pass the time, she started playing an online game on her computer, logging in as a handsome male character. Right after entering the game, she received her first beginner mission, to defeat the giant rat in the dark castle. She grabbed a tree branch and charged forward with confidence. The rat boss greeted her enthusiastically, and poor Lynn was instantly sent back to the respawn point. Still, she did not give up. She challenged the boss again and again, only to be sent back every single time. Just as she began to feel frustrated, a beautiful girl named Lily appeared before her. Even the woman behind the screen felt her heart skip a beat at Lily's cuteness. As a senior player, Lily told Lynn that this game required good control and practice. Kind and patient, Lily offered to help Lynn level up. Under Lily's guidance, Lynn slowly learned how to fight properly. She could now defeat normal monsters easily, and soon reach level 8. Lily said it was time to take on the boss again. Lynn hesitated at first, but Lily reassured her, saying she would stay nearby. Encouraged, Lynn charged at the giant rat again. The rat attacked wildly, leaving Lynn beaten and bruised. Just then, the angelic Lily cast a healing spell. Revived and full of energy, Lynn struck back and defeated the rat boss.
Я смогла!
After the victory, Lynn received a rare silver sword and a mysterious treasure chest. Inside the chest were a pouch of gold coins and a pair of bracelets identical to Lily's. Lynn said he would wear them forever. Lily only laughed and said there would be even better gear later in the game.
Нет, я буду носить их вечно.
From that day on, Lynn and Lily played together every day. They shared funny moments, helped each other through quests, and enjoyed every part of the game together. Behind the screen, the woman smiled warmly, the kind of smile only an auntie would have. The girl never imagined that just because she was born with a poker face, the prince would unilaterally cancel their engagement. Even though she was a perfect saint, talented in every field and admired for her power, in the prince's eyes, she could never compare to her gentle and adorable younger sister. What was even more ridiculous was that her own parents, for the sake of family profit, secretly signed an expensive contract and sold her to a neighboring kingdom. They even arranged a carriage to take her away that very night. They did not know that the prince of the neighboring country was overjoyed. He had already investigated her background and learned that she was the strongest saint in history. This was a world where monsters existed, and saints were the only ones who could use holy power to create protective barriers. Every country needed at least one saint, but this girl was far beyond ordinary, a true hexagonal warrior, perfect in every ability. She could repel monsters on her own. She could summon rain to end droughts. She never feared the people's requests. Even when faced with impossible potion commissions, she still completed them all. Yet, despite being nearly perfect, she never won the hearts of the people. The reason was simple. She was born with a poker face and had never once shown a smile to anyone. Her younger sister, on the other hand, was loved by everyone. Even their mother clearly favored her. Although the girl did her best at everything, by the age of 19, she had already earned the king's recognition and was engaged to the second prince. Despite such an unbalanced family, the sisters' relationship remained close. In fact, the younger sister adored her deeply. Even a small gift from her older sister could make her incredibly happy. In her heart, her sister was the person she respected the most. But the good days did not last long. One day, the girl received a royal summons. The prince coldly announced the annulment of their engagement. His reason was that she was not cute enough and could not compare to her younger sister. He proudly declared that he would marry the sister instead. The girl's only concern was whether her sister agreed. The prince confidently replied that the sister surely had feelings for him. Her parents not only approved of the annulment, but also secretly sold her to the neighboring kingdom. Facing such a heartless family, the girl felt utterly numb. When her younger sister returned home that night, the girl had already departed in the carriage. Realizing that things had gone beyond repair, a plan for revenge quietly began to form in the younger sister's heart.